Greetings, friends, and welcome to Trizity Traveling. I am still your host, John, and if you didn't know, I'm standing in front of the London Eye. You can see it right there. But yeah, I'm not actually going on the London Eye today. I'm going to take you on a tour of the Thames. It's the river that runs through central London, and show you some of the landmarks and some of the goodies that you can see from the river. The river cruise is something I recommend if you are a first-time visitor to London, because it'll give you a good glimpse of a lot of the significant landmarks in the city. So without further delay, let's get on board. As I board the tour boat, please take this opportunity to like, comment, and share this video with your friends at any time. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Oh, we do have one more very important rule, and that is you must wave to all the people on the bridges as we pass underneath each and every one. So Westminster Bridge connects to the Borough of Westminster on our right, and this rather grand building here to the right of us is the new Palace of Westminster, more commonly known as our Houses of Parliament, the centre of UK government. In fact, you may be able to see a few of our politicians out there right now. Do feel free to give a wave to the politicians as we go past. Or any other hand gesture you deem appropriate, I will not judge. Finally, the clock tower at the end there. It's one of our most famous landmarks here in London. I'm sure a few of you can make a guess at the name of this tower. Big Ben, you might be thinking? Well, I have to tell you, that is wrong. This tower is not called Big Ben. Oh, what a shock plot twist. No, the name of the tower is the Elizabeth Tower. The name Big Ben actually goes to the 13-ton bell inside the tower, which would normally ring on the hour every hour. The London Eye, standing at 135 metres high, is the world's tallest cantilevered observation wheel. Cantilevered means it's supported on one side, and this is an observation wheel as the pods are on the outside of it. This is not a Ferris wheel. My manager gets very upset when I use the F word. This next bridge we're about to come under is Waterloo Bridge. And Waterloo Bridge gets the nickname of the Ladies' Bridge. It was built during World War II, and whilst all the men were fighting, the workforce building this bridge was almost entirely female. You'll see a red brick building with white stripes, which, as you might be able to guess, was once owned by the company OXO. The company that make the stock cubes that are still rather popular today. And if you take a look at that tower atop the building, you might think that it spells out the company's name, OXO. However, I have to tell you that is technically not true. In the 1930s, when this tower was built, skyline advertising was illegal. And so OXO were taken to court for building that tower. Fortunately for them, they had a rather clever lawyer who made the argument that they had ordered a random set of geometrically shaped windows. One circle, one cross, and one more circle. And they got away with it. Unbelievable. Personally, I think the judge of that case was in the pocket of Big Gravy. He definitely had stock in the company. Over to your left now, you get your first great view of St. Paul's Cathedral. It stands at 365 foot tall, 1 foot for every day of the year. Coming up on our right, you'll see a round white building with a thatched roof. This is Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, or rather a reconstruction of Shakespeare's Globe. It was completed in 1997 and it used all the same construction methods as the original. The ship weighs 11,500 tonnes and the guns at the front of the ship can fire a distance of 12 miles. But after the war, the government were going to turn this ship into scrap. But the Imperial War Museum offered to buy it instead, and they offered a grand sum of £1. They were successful in their bid, so it now stands here as a floating war museum. So we are now approaching Tower Bridge. This is a vascular bridge designed by Horace Jones, built in 1894. But there is an old legend associated with this bridge, and that is if you wave to the people on this bridge and receive a wave back, you will earn 5 years good luck for the entire boat. So up ahead, give a cheer and a wave now so you can earn for some good luck. Hello! There we go, lovely stuff. That's Margaret and Keith on the right there. We pay them £5 an hour to stand there and wave back at you all. But that is a real Victorian and Edwardian legend. As sailors were leaving the city, this is the last bridge they would come under. And hopefully they would have loved ones standing on the bridge and wave them farewell. That would mean, hopefully, in 5 years' time, they'd still be here to welcome them back. I do, of course, made a photo of the magnificent Tower Bridge to our left. This really is an excellent spot for a photo of the bridge from the river with the entirety of the city behind it. So get your phones out, social media apps at the ready. The Tower of London here on our right. The Tower of London is one of the most impressive fortresses in the UK. It was established by William the Conqueror, completed by William II in the year 1100. It's had many functions over the past millennia. The Tower of London has been used as a royal mint, an observatory, a zoo, an armoury, a palace, and most notoriously, a place of imprisonment, torture, and execution. So on the right here, you'll see the word entry to the Traitor's Gate over an old bricked up tunnel. And that's where prisoners used to be taken by a boat into the tower to await their gruesome fate. To our left now, we have the Shard. This is the tallest building in Western Europe. It stands at 309.6 metres high, which is actually as tall as aviation laws will allow in the UK. So we're now coming back to London Bridge, this glorious slab of concrete right here. There's been a version of London Bridge on this spot for around 2,000 years. We then had Victorian London Bridge here until the 1960s, when we noticed it was starting to sink. So, a man named Robert P. McCulloch from America offered to buy it from us. He claimed he was very fond of Victorian London Bridge, so he bought it, transported it brick by brick to his home in Arizona, where it now stands over Lake Havasu, still there to this day. This is Millennium Bridge, and it opened in June of the year 2000. In its opening weekend, 160,000 people all walked across this bridge, and they all noticed a rather severe wobble. People were falling over trying to cross the bridge, people were puking off the side of it. It had to close after just 3 days. So the bridge closed for 2 years while 91 dampers were installed. It reopened in 2002, and although its promoters intended for it to look like a blade of light across the city, it now just keeps the nickname of the Wobbly Bridge.
Thanks for watching today. Please remember to leave me a comment, and as always, happy travels.